the opening of the Beat, Cafe More's signature open club. Come on back next week. So I was just do a quick poem. You know, there's been a lot of music. I thought I'd bring a little of the spoken word into this. I learned this a few years ago. This is a poem my father used to read to me, and his father before him. This is the Cremation of Sam McGee by, I believe it's Robert Service. This is a poem about some prospectors up in the Arctic, or up in Klondike, I believe it actually is. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men that moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake LaBarge. I cremated Sam McGee. Now Sam McGee was from Tennessee where the cotton blooms and blows. Why he left his home in the south to roam around the pole, God only knows. He was always cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell, though he'd often say in his homely way that he'd stay on a live in hell. On a Christmas day we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Talk of your cold, the parka's fold, it stabbed like a driven nail. If our eyes we closed and the lashes froze, so sometimes we couldn't see, it wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. And that very night as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, and the dogs were fed and the stars overhead danced heel to toe, he turned to me, "Cap," says he, I'll cash in this trip, I guess. And if I do, I'm asking you to honor my last request." Well, he seemed so low that I couldn't say no. Then he said with a sort of moan, "It's a cursed cold, has got right hold, I'm chilled clean through to the bone. It ain't being dead, it's my awful dread of the icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear that, foul or fair, you'll cremate my last remains." Well, a friend's last need is a thing indeed, so I swore I would not fail, and we started on at the streak of dawn. But God, he looked ghastly pale, and he crouched in the sleigh, and he raved all day of his home in Tennessee, and by nightfall, a corpse was all that was left of Sam McGee. Well, there wasn't a breath in that land of death, and I hurried horror-driven, with the corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh, but it seemed to say, "You may tax your brawn and brain, but you promised true, and it's up to you to cremate these last remains." Well, promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were dumb, and my heart, how I cursed that load. In the long, long night by the lone firelight, while the huskies round in a ring howled out their woes to the homeless snows, God, how I loathed that thing. And every day that quiet clay seemed to heavier and heavier grow. And at last, till I came to the marge of Lake LaBarge, and there a derelict lay. It was jammed in the ice by Sauna Trice. It was called the Alice May. I thought a bit. I looked at it. I thought a bit. Then I looked at my frozen chum. Then here, said I, with a sudden cry, is my crematorium. Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around. I heaped the fuel higher. The flames just soared, and the furnace roared. Such a blaze you seldom see. Then I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. Then I took a hike, for I didn't like to hear him sizzle so. And the huskies howl, and the heavens scowled, and the wind began to blow. And the greasy smoke and the inky cloak went streaking down the sky. I don't know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear, but the stars came out and they danced about, ere again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, "I'll just take a peep inside. I guess he's cooked," and as times I looked, and the door I opened wide. And there sat Sam, looking cool and calm in the heart of the furnace roar. And he wore a smile, you could see a mile. And he said, "Please shut that door. It's fine in here, but I greatly fear you'll let in the cold and storm. Since I left Plum Tree down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm." There are strange things done under the midnight sun by the men that moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake LaBarge. I cremated Sam McGee.